Hi friends, I'm back, as is Hal, who's in a slightly more amenable mood tonight, so he may be purring a little bit throughout the video. I can't make any promises. So, given it's St. Paddy's Day, which I almost forgot, and then I made a giant Irish stew and a soda bread and drank some Guinness because I like a good fake holiday. Oh, there he goes. And he's out. Um, and I realized I don't really like Irish stew that much, or anything apparently with that many carrots in it. But to the bedtime story. So I'm going to read you the only story included in this book, actually, from Ireland, called The Witches with the Horns. This is a strange, strange little story, but I hope you enjoy. A wealthy woman was enjoying the quiet of the late evening, carding her wool while the family slept, when suddenly her peace was interrupted by a loud knock at the door. "Who is there?" the woman asked. When she heard no answer, she assumed that one of the neighbors needed to borrow something or needed some help, and she opened the door. To the woman's surprise, in came a woman with a horn on her forehead. She carried a pair of wool carders, and without a word sat by the fire and began to card the wool. Suddenly the horn woman cried out, "Where are the women? They are late." Just then, the woman of the house heard a second knock on the door. The horned woman nodded to her, and she felt compelled to open the door once again. This time, she was greeted by a woman who had 2 horns on her forehead. She carried in a spinning wheel, announcing that she was the witch of 2 horns, and she began to spin. Perhaps this is all a warning for, opening your door during a pandemic, not sure. This ritual was repeated, and with each knock, a woman entered with an increasing number of horns on her forehead until the last arrived with 12 horns. They made themselves busy carding, spinning, and weaving. They sang ancient rhymes while they worked, but never did they speak to the woman of the house. She felt their spell upon her, and try as she might, she could not rise to call for help. She could only sit and watch and fear for her life and the lives of her family. After some time, one of the horned women said to her, "Woman, take a sieve and bring water from the well. Then make us a cake to eat." The woman took her sieve and went to the well, wondering how she would bring water in a sieve. She leaned over the well and spoke quietly. "Oh, spirit of the well, I truly need your help. How am I to carry water in a sieve?" Then she heard a voice from the well saying, "Use the clay and moss and cover the sieve with it. It will hold the water." She used the clay and moss, and the sieve held the water. Then she said, "Oh, spirit of the well, I need your help once again. How am I to rid my house of these witches?" The voice from the well said, "Go to the north side of the house, and when you get there, repeat 3 times, 'The mountain of the Fenian women, and the sky about it is on fire.'" The woman of the house summoned all her courage and returned quickly to the house. She went to the north side and cried out the message as the spirit had directed. When the witches heard her, a great moan broke out among them. They screeched with anger as they rushed out of the house. The woman of the house returned to the well to give her thanks, but the spirit told her she must return to the house and make ready for when the witches realized the ruse and returned. The spirit told her exactly what she must do. Though she was weary with the events of the night, the woman hastened back to her house. She took the feet water for washing her children's feet, and sprinkled it on the threshold and down the path. She found that while she was at the well, the witches had made a cake using the blood of her family, rendering them helpless. She broke the cake into bits and placed a piece in the mouth of each person, and they were restored. She took the cloth they had woven and placed it in the chest. Finally, she dropped the bar in place across the door so they could not easily enter. Soon she heard the witches at the door screaming to be let in. "Open, feet water! Open, feet water!" "I can't open," said the feet water. "I have been scattered on the threshold and down the path." "Open, cake we mixed with blood," screeched the witches. "I can't, for I am broken and on the lips of the family." Open, door," cried the witches. "I can't, for the bar is down and I cannot move," answered the door. The witches swirled around the house 3 times, looking for an entrance, but they were defeated. Their curses filled the air as they departed, but their destruction was sure. The woman hung up the cloth to show that she had conquered the witches, and they were never bothered by the horned women again. And I suppose the moral of that story is always have water to wash your children's feet, and if the well talks to you, listen. That's pretty much what I got from it. I hope you enjoyed your bedtime story for tonight. And again, if anyone has suggestions, I'm happy to read anything, something you've written, poetry, whatever will help you get to sleep at night. Sleep tight, y'all.